Welcome back to Credit Nerdery, brought to you by Chironic Financial, Chironic Credit Products. Welcome back to Credit Nerdery. The CFPB have rebuked the credit bureaus at the beginning of 2024. CFPB have rebuked the credit bureaus. Credit bureaus have done everything that is within their power to try to distort fairness in how they do consumer credit reporting. The Consumer Credit Reporting Bureaus, the Equifax, the Experian, and the TransUnion, among many others, as you often hear me say, they have been doing consumer dirt. And every so often, the CFPB rebukes them and allow everyone to know and bring to the fore what they are actually doing. So at the beginning of 2024, and I cannot believe that at this point in time, with all that have gone on, they continue to do us dirt and continue to treat us as if we don't have a right to fair and accurate credit reporting, as the FCRA clearly states. They have been doing these things for years, and the law had to the Congress had to step up to put a stop and force their hand to be fair to consumers. What did the FCRA require that they have violated, and that the CFPB had to issue a rebuke to them? And this is important for you to know when you are disputing your account, especially when your account comes back verified, as it often does, I claim to be reporting accurately. In addition, the rebuke doesn't just affect dispute, but for us, that is what is important to us. It affects your knowledge of what is in your file. One of the things that the FCRA accomplished decades ago, and we take it for granted today, is that we have access to see all that is in our file at the time when we make the request to the credit bureaus. And the credit bureaus must disclose to us what they have in a file. They must show us exactly everything that they have in our file, so that we are able to see who access our file, who have information in our file, and we also need to see who give that information to the credit bureaus. What are the sources of the information? Who supply them the information on us? How is this important? When we do a dispute, the credit bureau have to go back to the furnisher and the sources and verify the account, whether the account can be verified or not. If the account cannot be verified, it must be disputed. But the credit bureau is in the business of collecting data and reselling it. The more data they have, especially adverse data, it is better for them, because it helps the lender to make a better assessment of the risk that they are taking in respect to the prospective consumer that they are extending credit to. So the credit bureaus have an incentive to have as much information, especially adverse information, in order to supply to these lenders to help them mitigate risk. The lenders are their customers. We are not. We are the products. And this is one of the reasons why credit bureaus do not like credit repair companies like myself and others who exist in the space to help consumers clean their credit, fix their credit when mistakes were made, or if there wasn't mistake but there are inaccuracies in their consumer reports. The credit bureaus do not like this, because the more information you are able to take away from them that they cannot show, it is less likely that they will be able to present a big picture to the consumer reporting customers, who are the lenders and the furnishers that request the consumer report. So one of the things that they do, when you lodge a dispute, they will send back to you. They have three ways to respond. Verify, accurate, modify, update it, right? With update, which is a form of modification. Sometimes. Now, what end up happens is that when that takes place, The law also gives us, the consumer, the right to request from the credit bureau what method did they use to verify the information that they respond to us stating that it is verified. Part of what they need to do when we make this request to verify the method of verification, they're supposed to tell us who give them the information, the phone number, and anything else that can help us with knowing who is supplying information on us, that if there's an error in the information or inaccuracy, we can take up the dispute with that source, because inaccuracies find its way in our consumer report through different means. Sometimes the furnisher is the source of the inaccuracy. Sometimes the credit bureau is the source of the inaccuracy. Sometimes the furnisher get the information, or the credit bureau get the information from another third party. Sometimes data resellers, sometimes public access databases, and sometimes other consumer reporting agencies that collects information on individuals and just sell it. LexisNexis does this. They collect public records and resell it to the bigger consumer reporting agency, and there's a lot of other data brokers that does this. So the law makes it possible for us, when we request a file disclosure or a method of verification to the credit bureaus after dispute. So two places they must give us this information. When you request a file disclosure, just your credit report, credit file in general, and also when you request a verification, a method of verification, they ought to give us this information. And in the FCRA, it is clear, but if you're not paying attention, you miss the nuance in the language. It specifies sources, right? So that means everyone that is involved in the transmission of the data that the credit bureaus are privy to, they should disclose that to us. But what the credit bureaus are doing, they are not disclosing everyone that has access or is part of the gathering of the data to us. So sometimes there is a data broker on the sideline or a third party that share it, and they tell us that it's only X who give it to them. And sometimes act like it's coming from the furnisher, like what they do with public records, with courts. Sometimes when that information is sought, they would tell us that it comes from the court when the court does not give them information. And they leave out that LexisNexis and other sources like physical data brokers who go to courts and pull these records and sell it to them. It's not only LexisNexis, it's not only Pacer they get this information from. They get this information also from personnel who physically go to the court and source this information. So what they have been doing is, when we request disclosures or method of verification, they are only providing vague or one party, sometimes when there are multiple parties. So the CFPB rebuke them, and anyhow they do this to us. The good news is, if they give us information and withhold information from us that are supposed to be a part of the disclosure, we can get paid for it. We can seek for remedy under the law and damages under the law, and the CFPB makes that clear that this can lead to us getting remedies from the consumer reporting agencies. So please make sure you are aware of this. The CFPB have rebuked them again, and make sure telling them that when we request files, we should know every source that is involved with the data that is in there once there are multiple sources. And this can help us. Let me tell you how this helps us. This can help us when we are doing method of verification. I mean, we have other sources where we can go ahead and dispute the information to, and sometimes those sources have no permissible purpose to be accessing your file and supplying the data. So as a result, we can challenge it on those grounds, so on and so forth. So that's how we can use this information to help us in our dispute and to help clean our credit. I hope this information was helpful. CFPB have rebuked them again, and we must get all the information that is in our file. Peace.